sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Midwest. The echoes of the Gallahorn and the Skol chant reverberate inside U.S. Bank Stadium in downtown Minneapolis. Coming up, we've got a good one in store. It's the New York Giants and the Minnesota Vikings. On the visitor's sideline, there is the Giants head coach. His team comes in rested and ready off the midseason bye week. Across from him, his counterpart from the Vikings. His team also on the bye last week, so both teams should come in here. Alongside Greg Olsen, I'm Mike Tirico. The kicker has us set for the start. Off we go from U.S. Bank Stadium. Good return here. Brings it up to the 33-yard line. Here's the Minnesota offense taking the field for the first time. They are led by the man who led Michigan to the national championship in 2023, quarterback J.J. McCarthy.
Everyone loves to dive into whether a bye comes at a good time, a bad time, and I really just think it's a matter of perspective. So here we got a team that was hot. They were rolling multiple wins going into their bye week, and I can tell you what, the energy around that building, going into a bye, know you're playing really good ball, it makes that week a lot better, certainly, than the alternative. I think every running back's dream is that he's going to run through a wide-open hole and have breakaway touchdowns, but that's not necessarily the case very often in the NFL. So the backs that are the best are the ones that can get more yardage than maybe what's blocked for. And I think this is a nice physical game here that they can continue to build off of as the game unfolds.
From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. Here's a handoff to Jensen. Not much happening there, just a short game. He's brought down.
So everything this defense talks about, Mike, is creating negative plays. It's one of the best run defenses in football. Everything is about suffocating you at the line of scrimmage, make you work for everything you get.
Looking middle of the field, it's complete. And they're going to take this into the red zone to the 15-yard line. They'll stop it here. We have an injured Viking to tend to. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. Line of scrimmage is the 15. It's 1st and 10. Now, this looks like a design run. Look him up on a 2nd down and 8.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8. At the Giants' 13-yard line.
To throw is McCarthy. That is caught by the tight end. Poston Loveland. Touchdown, Vikings. Touchdown number 7 for him on the year.
And this is certainly what they've wanted to do all season long, and it's a huge reason, Mike, for this winning streak. Their ability to jump teams early and play with a lead. Everything is so much easier for the coach, for the offense, for the defense. Playing with a lead in the NFL is the ultimate position to be in.
The extra point is good. And the Vikings will take a 7-0 lead.
Giants nothing.
The kickoff team is out on the field. And we're back to it as the kick's away. Now return coming from the 7. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over. The Giants offense making their way out for the first time. They're led by the NFL's Offensive Rookie of the Year in 2023. From Ohio State, it's C.J. Stroud.
You look back on the game prior to the bye week, Mike, and I think that win is critical. Nobody wants...
Oh, a loose football. It appears one of the Giants, yes, they were able to fall on it, so they keep possession.
And they should consider themselves lucky. You can't let a pass rusher through that quickly and not expect there to be consequences. Fortunately, they're at least able to fall on it and prevent this from being a complete disaster.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. From the shotgun, C.J. Stroud. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete.
Incomplete.
Back to throw. Stroud. They'll try to hit him with a screen. And he's going to get this close to a first down, but he's out of bounds a yard short. And that's going to make it fourth down.
A gain of 16. Brings up fourth down.
And a fair catch is taken. It is just inside the 20-yard line.
Take over first and 10.
The Vikings offense and J.J. McCarthy getting set for their next possession. He had the touchdown pass on the opening drive, and as we take a look at the NFL leaders in TD passes coming in, it's right there among the best in the league. On the ground, it's Genty to start the drive. He'll push ahead to the 21. Javon Holland up to make the tackle.
A gain of 2.
He does a nice job coming from his safety position, filling his run gap assignment, and keeps this to a modest gain at best.
He's got the hook up there on the comeback route. And it'll be taken down up past the 40-yard line. It's been a busy first quarter for him so far. His third catch goes for a first down.
This is a really nice job of just finding a hole in coverage, Mike. And I used to say, hey, when you're open, stay open. That's the art of route running versus zone coverage. And it's a friendly target for the quarterback in space, and we're able to convert.
He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and might have even lost a yard there.
How often do we see linebackers be so fast trying to track down the ball carrier that they end up actually overrunning the play and allowing the running back to cut back, but not this guy. Does a great job staying in phase, stretching his ball out sideways, and he brings him down for a loss.
And he'll be very close to a first down. Won't quite have enough, but now a much more advantageous spot. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that.
It's a gain of a yard.
Set to go now on first and 10.
First down. First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Off the bootleg, it's McCarthy. Off balance throw, it's complete. And he's out of bounds, down inside the 35.
First down. First and 10 at the
Run out of the gun for Genty. Now they are in business inside the 15-yard line. 19 more on that one, and another first down.
Vikings, first down. First and 10 at the 14-yard line.
And these are the explosive runs that open everything up. There's all this conversation about the value of the run game, but when you take a look at the best running teams, Mike, it's not necessarily how many yards they run for, it's how many big plays do they generate on the ground. And when you can generate big plays on the ground, it makes everything so much more difficult for the defense.
Here's second and 2. On play action, here's McCarthy. And he's in. Posted lovely. Touchdown, Minnesota. That's a 2-touchdown game for numbers 7 and 8 for the season.
Tell you what, this offense has come out and they have completely dominated here in the early going, Mike. I mean, this has just been methodical, sustained, back-to-back drives right down the field. And then to finish in the red zone, man, you just can't draw it up any better than that.
The extra point, up and good. And the Vikings move out on top, 14-0.
Giants nothing.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. A safe kick taken at the 5. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
they'll go play action with Stroud. A throw left side, caught by Sanders. And he'll try to use that size and push forward, but it will not work. They're going to get him down behind the line.
Certainly not how they drew it up for his first catch of the game, but he's on the board, and I think the hope is continue to go his way, and next time, let's try to pick up some yards.
And that's going to wind up incomplete. Pressure certainly impacted the quarterback there. Couldn't get his arm all the way through, and it's going to bring up a third down. From the gun, here's Stroud. He'll get this out to his running back. He's looking for room on the edge, but could not find any. They tracked him down behind the line, and it's fourth down.
Even though they gave up that last completion, Mike, that's a really good drive there for this defense. I mean, from the beginning, on those early downs, keeping them from staying ahead of the chains, put them in a tough third down situation, and now it brings up fourth down, and looks like they're going to get off the field.
Now, fair catch will be taken out near the 35-yard line.
At their own 36-yard line.
First and 10 now from the 36. They'll start on the ground with Kinetik. Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of one.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
He's got Loveland free left side. And he's down on the other side of midfield. Marked him at the 48-yard line.
It's a gain of 18. And the Vikings,
they'll run with Kinetik. And he'll get forward for a couple. It's second down.
He was brought down at the 45-yard line. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up
from the shotgun. It's a
and
throw from McCarthy. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. Here's third and 2.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up third and 2.
They'll try to pick it up with Kinetik. And he's going to be brought down right on that yellow line to the official signal. He's got enough for the first down. Here's first and 10.
First down. First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Now McCarthy. They'll try to set up the screen to Kinetik. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
A gain of 15 yards. That's another Vikings first down. First and 10.
So after one, it's the Vikings with the edge. More from the Twin Cities in a moment. Vikings football as we begin this second quarter, as they've got it with first and 10. On the handoff, this is Kinetik. And boy, tough to bring down there, fighting forward for a gain of 7. Here's a second and 3 forthcoming.
Brings up second and 3.
Working out of the shotgun, it is McCarthy. He'll find Kinetik out of the backfield. And he's in! Ashton Kinetik. Touchdown, Vikings. And this show continues. What a first half he's had, Greg. A third touchdown pass with that one.
Mike, what stood out to me the most so far is just the amount of space these guys have had to operate in. I think if I'm this defensive coordinator, me and my staff at halftime are revisiting this game plan. They obviously felt good about it coming in, but I don't think there's anything to feel good about thus far.
The extra point is good. And the Vikings will take themselves to a 21-0 lead. The kickoff team is out on the field. And we're back to it as the kicks away. This will be returned from the 6. Now an opening past the 30. They finally cut him down, but he gets all the way up close to the 40-yard line. Here's the Giants offense now. They get set to take over once more. They find themselves down 3 touchdowns here, needing to flip the script in a hurry. And they'll start it here on first down. To the sideline, and what a catch, and what a great job to keep the feet alive. Inbounds as good as you can do it.
And the Giants first down.
On the bootleg, it's overrun him in a flash, and he lost the football. And the Vikings have the takeaway.
That was a great play by the defense, Mike. He got a little sloppy with ball security as he leaves the pocket. They're able to knock it loose and put an end to this drive.
The Vikings offense and J.J. McCarthy getting set for their next possession. And he's given defenses across the league a lot to think about when they try to game plan for him. Consider he's currently second in the NFL in quarterback rushing yards. On first down, here's McCarthy. Dexter Lawrence in there to drop him as he records his 5th sack of the year.
If you're going to take a sack, you just can't add to it by taking such a massive loss on top of it. Understand when the pocket breaks down, move up, cut your losses. Now, not only do you lose that down, but now you face a big uphill battle if you want to extend this drive.
McCarthy to the air on second down. And a good job rallying to the football, holding just a gain of a yard and sets up third down.
Brings up third down.
To throw, it's McCarthy. Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him. Abdul Carter. He's in for the sack, and it will lead to 4th and very long.
Defense came out in a soft zone, and I think it caught the quarterback a little off guard. He was trying to attack them downfield. By the time he was able to get through his progression to his check down, he ran out of time, and that's all the pass rush needed to get into the backfield and bring him down.
And he couldn't get that one to check up, and it'll keep bouncing into the end zone. It's a touchdown. The Giants offense ready to see what they can do. They'll try to get this a bit more respectable before the break. It has not been their half to this point. Let's see what they do on this one. First down now. Ooh, some hitting going on now. He was rocked right at the line of scrimmage.
Second and 10 at the 20-yard line.
The tight end motioning left here. Stroud going to tuck this one on the zone read. Nothing doing there. He'll go down behind the line.
You know, Mike, it's funny when you're facing these really elite defensive linemen, sometimes it's easier to make them the read guy rather than actually try to block them. Unfortunately, they're
in trouble, and he's going to be taken down.
This offense just continues to struggle to find any sort of rhythm. And now part of it is self-inflicted wounds. But the vast majority of their struggles has just been their inability to pass protect. You can't expect your quarterback to settle into the game and have any confidence operating out of the pocket when the second he hits his back foot, the play's over.
A fair catch called for and taken out beyond the 45-yard line. Out comes the Minnesota offensive unit as they get set to take over. They'll begin with terrific starting field position. It gets going with 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Kinetik. Able to make one man miss, but that's all. They get him. Take him down behind the line.
I can promise you that is not how they wanted to start this drive, Mike. I mean, to get blown up at the point of attack, there was just nowhere for the back to go on that run.
He's going to air this one out. He's got it! And he will score! Touchdown, Minnesota. A beautiful combination in the air there. The pass downfield, and bringing it the rest of the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And it's really just a great route, Mike, and then a beautiful throw. The accuracy of the throw is what allowed the receiver not only to secure the catch, but then be able to turn it up and finish the play and find himself in the end zone.
The PAT, up and good. The Vikings are able to extend the advantage to 28-0. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. The return starts from the 5. Across the 20, they'll mark them down before the 25-yard line. That's where the offense will take over. The Giants offense getting set to get back to work. They'll do so with 1st and 10. They'll begin here on the ground. And a very elusive run there. He winds up gaining about 9 yards. 2nd and inches.
It's 2nd and inches.
Up the middle they go. And this will be a Giants first down as he'll get this up to about the 42. After that play, it stopped an injured Giant on the field. The training staff going to look and will step out for a moment. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Now this is going to be a design run. They let him keep it, and he'll be met in the backfield and dropped behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, as been the case this entire first half, it's been the defense that's really carried the load for this team. Some offensive struggles, but they've done more than their part, coming through again with another big stop for a loss.